Hello, this is Jordan, and this video is being recorded on the morning of Friday, July 16th. Hope you all had a great weekend. And in this video, I'm going to discuss seasonality analysis for gold and why seasonality should not be trusted. And secondly, what seasonality would tell us if we only focused on the last 5 years in the gold market. Now, this chart shows the average performance of gold on a month-to-month basis. So if you're looking at this chart, then clearly you'd say January and September are the strongest months for gold, with October and August second. But anyway, let's just keep January and September in mind. And another thing to keep in mind is this chart leaves out so much information because it's only looking at an average. And when you're looking at an average, you're not looking at a median. You're not seeing if there's a couple extreme months that are skewing the average. So this kind of chart really tells us very little. But I want you to keep in mind January and September are the best months according to average, according to this chart. Now, this is a great chart, and this chart is roughly 1 year old, so I don't think it factors in last summer. But what this chart... Well, first of all, this chart shows how seasonality really should be covered. I mean, you need to look at how the market has performed on a calendar basis over various different time frames. So we have the 5-year average at the bottom. That's the one that's really skewed from the other ones. And the other ones basically tell us that, I mean, the 10, 20, 45-year average, they basically tell us gold starts off the year strong, then it goes sideways for a while. Then after summer, it starts going up at the end of the year. So if you're looking at the long-term averages, you're factoring in two fantastic bull markets. However, if you're looking at the last 5 years, you can clearly see there's an issue here. You can see there's a significant top at the end of August and early September. The market really falls off. So that's completely different from the 10, 20, and 45-year averages. Now, if we look at the 10, 20, and 45 year with respect to summer, we see that August and September are the strongest months. However, if we look at at gold on a 5-year basis, which is 2012 or 2013 to 2017, excuse me, I think it's 2012 through 2016 on this chart, that's a bear market look, and it shows August as the best month. So, and you'd want to be a seller at the end of August. So, the last chart showed us that January and September were the best months on an average basis. Those are the ones that stood out the most. Even October was good in that scenario. But if we're looking at this and we're looking at all of the different time formats here, time periods, we could see that the best months are really January and August. So that really holds up. But not September, because look, if you're looking at the last 5 years, September is when you want to be a seller. So, I mean, you're not going to hear a gold bug say that. They're just going to show the other chart and say, well, September is always a good year for gold. No, it's not. Look at the last 5 years. You want to be a seller in September. So, now one last thing. Outside of summer, January to February is strong on every scale. So, ultimately, if you're looking at seasonality analysis very carefully, it would probably tell you January to February is the best, followed by August. And January, February, even in bull markets, that happens, and it looks like even in bear markets, because the market, you can see over the last 5 years, it gets sold off aggressively into year end, then it bounces as you start the year. So with respect to seasonality analysis, getting down to it, if we're taking a deep look, this tells us that August is the best month in the summer. However, one more thing I want to mention, because recall that the first slide showed August, September, and October as 3 of the 4 strongest months of the year. However, in 4 of the past 5 years, gold stocks, and we're looking at GDXJ on the top, gold at the bottom, 4 of the past 5 years, GDXJ experienced a sizable decline in either August or September. So relying on seasonality analysis is a really bad idea. Now, earlier we boiled things down to August being the best month, as well as January. in February. But note how bad August was in 2014 and 2016. Again, 4 of the last 5 years, either the market really fell apart, really sold off hard in either August or September. And let's see where we are right now. We are in the middle of July. The market is trying to rally with respect to the metals. They're oversold. They're probably going to rally at some point, but what if the current down or the current weakness holds and we don't get a serious rally and this market rolls over again? It could roll over again sometime in August, maybe at the end of August. I mean, this is setting up again for a nasty, I could be wrong, but we could be setting up for a nasty September with the way things are looking now, or a nasty end of August. So, I mean, just look at this chart in the last, this chart in the last chart, I've clearly thrown a monkey wrench into conventional seasonal analysis that says, well, the summer is usually good for gold and September is usually great. August and September are usually great. But look at 4 of the last 5 years. You had a significant decline in August or September. So this is a kind of in-depth seasonal analysis that you're not going to see from gold bugs. They just show you 1 or 2 charts and that's it. So I hate to be negative or bearish, but there it is with respect to seasonal analysis and seasonality. That's all for today. You can follow all my work at thedailygold.com. You can consider my free newsletter, my premium newsletter. We're looking forward to making money on the way down if the market's going to break down and have a big decline at the end of the year. I hope it doesn't happen, but we'll see. And when the Fed's done hiking, that's when this sector, we're going to see a bull market, and we're definitely going to position for that. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to doing another video for you guys in the weeks ahead.